Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a slightly different video. I'm going to just pour out my heart, pour out my thoughts to you all. For those of you who know, if you're a regular here, I have been traveling a bit with my family. We were sick for a while and then we recovered, and it was so nice to be able to go on vacation and just enjoy some sunshine before coming back to New York. So we're all 100% healthy and we had a good time, and yeah, kicking off 2022. But it's funny how when you leave home and you travel, sometimes you start to have different kinds of thoughts. And sometimes, for me at least, I get a little bit more clarity about my life and my decisions when I'm away. It's sort of like the change of scenery that helps me to clear my head. And so I had some thoughts specifically around shopping. And these are some of the items, just some of the items that I picked up in 2021 last year. So already here you can see I spent quite a bit of money, but this is just a fraction of the shopping that I did. And, I'm not embarrassed about it because, hey, this is my life and I put it out there. We don't have any debt. I've talked about this many, many times. We don't put ourselves in any kind of hardship with spending and shopping. We have not been in debt. I guess we've been debt free now for about 12 years or so, and that is all forms of debt. We don't have any kind of debt whatsoever. Credit card, school loans, mortgage, everything is cleared, and so we are, I guess, financially pretty free. But I started to think that doesn't mean necessarily that because we have money that I need to spend it, right? So let me pull back a little bit here, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. And the title of this video is, When Is It Too Much? And I'm going to talk about that, and I would love for you to chime in the comment section below because I want this to be somewhat of a conversation. Back in 2019, around August, is when I started this channel. And one of the main reasons why I started this channel, I had mentioned at the time, is because I was just way too serious. I was taking life way too seriously. I was really uptight. By then, I was a working mom, still working mom with 2 little ones. And I guess I was just very, very, very focused on working hard, making lots of money, saving the majority of the money, investing it, growing it, having it preserved for our future, our retirement, and for our kids. So I was just super, super laser focused on that. And I know that's not a bad thing, but sometimes I feel like when you're way too focused on one area, your life gets out of balance. So I started hearing comments both from my husband and close friends telling me that I need to just live a little, just to enjoy life a little bit and not be so uptight and not be so, focused on working and saving and investing. Again, not bad things at all, but my balance was definitely off. So in starting this channel, I thought, I am going to let loose a little bit. I'm going to buy the things that I want to buy. I'm going to try to be mindful with my shopping, but also not be so uptight with myself, not be so strict, right? So that was one of the main reasons why I started this channel. And for those of you who are regulars, you'll know that because I talked about it a few times. That was 2019. I looked at my spending because I do track some of my spending. It's easy to do with credit cards, right? They give you like an annual report of which categories you spend on. But also I track specifically my spending on 5 categories: clothes, shoes, accessories, jewelry, and handbags, or SLGs too. So that area of sort of like enjoyment, the non-essential luxury items, I do track that. And I was kind of shocked, I guess not really shocked because I knew how much I was spending, but also I didn't like the picture from 2019 to 2020 to 2021. Okay, so 2019, I'm not going to give you specific numbers because I don't know, I just feel like that's a little tacky, but I'm going to tell you from 2019 to 2020, my spending went up by 35% in those 5 categories. So if you like lump all this together, scarves, belts, shoes, socks, underwear, bras, pajamas, bags, wallets, sunglasses, that kind of stuff. And it doesn't have to necessarily be all like designer. I even tracked the things that I got from like J. Crew or Banana Republic or things like that as well, because they all kind of fall within that category of like dressing up. So from 2019 to 2020, my spending went up 35%. 35%, which, that's kind of a lot, right? But then that's nothing compared to the jump from 2020 to 2021. My spending in those categories went up a total of 88%. Okay, this is based on my tracking. It went up, it almost doubled. And if I told you the figure amount, I think you guys would just roll. So yeah, from 2019 to 2020, again, was a 35% increase. From 2020 to 2021 was an 88% increase. And the way I see it, what goes up must come down. And with spending, I don't feel like it needs to keep going up. With saving and investing, absolutely, the sky is the limit. You can put away as much as you want, but with shopping, I don't feel that way. So it's going to have to come down. So I definitely want to talk about my thoughts around my shopping approach for 2022. We're in a new year, and it's not about deprivation. Okay. I don't believe in diets. I've never been on a diet, like an eating diet. I don't believe in starvation or deprivation or making myself feel bad. I believe it's more about intentionality. And by the way, if we're talking about eating and diets, I started to think like when I first started this channel, I was at a point in my life where I felt like, you know what, I've earned it and I want to kind of cut loose a little bit and enjoy. And now fast forward 2.5 years, I've accumulated a lot of the stuff that I'm enjoying. And I'm glad to be able to say that I'm enjoying them, some of the stuff right here. But at what point do I get full? Like I'm eating and eating and eating, or in this case, I'm shopping and shopping and shopping, consuming. And at what point do I feel like my belly is full? I feel full. I've been saying this for a few months now, sprinkled throughout various videos, talking about how I feel like I have more than enough. I have plenty. I feel abundant. And so then why do I keep shopping? Or why do I keep looking to shop, right? Well, there's a lot of temptation. That's for one thing. And I live in New York City and the shops are everywhere. So there's that, and there's gorgeous people dressed to the nines and all of that. But those are all really excuses because I need to prioritize how I want to spend my time and money. And I say time and money because I looked at a statistic recently and it was staggering. So I'm going to read it to you. Okay. It says, this was from the New York Daily News. The average woman spends close to 400 hours a year shopping. This amounts to 8.5 years shopping during a typical lifespan. Let me read that again. Average woman spends close to 400 hours a year shopping. This amounts to 8.5 years of shopping during a typical lifespan. Now, I don't know why they only said women. I know there are plenty of men who shop as well, but of course, women are also very high spenders. So that bugged me out. Not just the money that's going into the spending, because that's my choice. You all get to choose how you want to spend your money. We work hard for it. I imagine all of us do. But the time, my goodness, time is something you can never get back. I can earn more money down the road, right? Or I can cut my spending, but I can never get the time back. Average woman spends 8.5 years shopping. 8.5 years? Like what the? I mean, I can't even, it's just bananas. It's bananas. That's the average woman. There are probably some of us who are doing much more than that. And then there are some who are doing less. But if that's the average, I definitely want to be better than the average. Like there's something about being an average woman or these are American statistics in the US. So if you're outside of the US, they might be a little bit different. But this whole world is now highly consumeristic. So I wouldn't think that there are many countries or regions that are exempt from this. And then here, let me tell you another statistic. And I know it's kind of boring. There's not much to look at other than my hands and then some of this eye candy. But I promise you, this video is going to be full of interesting thoughts and tidbits. This other quote I'm going to read to you. U.S. consumers spend at least $18,000 a year on non-essential items. This means that the average American consumer could spend over $1 million on non-essential purchases during his or her lifetime. Over $1 million. And I will be honest with you. When it says at least $18,000 a year, my spending is far above that. Far, far above that, like more than triple that in terms of non-essential spending. Now, we do, of course, spend on housing and education for our kids and travel. We travel a lot. You guys know that if you've been here before, we love to travel as a family. So we do prioritize some of those things. But gosh, 88% increase in my shopping spending. I don't like that. So definitely going to have to make some changes. I feel like sometimes when you get information in your face, you have a choice whether to just accept it or change it. And so I am definitely looking to change some of my habits in 2022. And, it's like a pendulum. Back in 2019, I was being really uptight and strict with myself, started to let go. Floodgate opened. I guess you could blame all that was going on at the time, everyone being cooped up and having nothing to do but look at online, items and do shopping from their computer. But the reality is that, again, is an excuse. So I am going to pull the pendulum back. I really want to find some balance this year. I am not saying that I'm not shopping. I'm not like restricting myself. I'm not going to do a no buy year. I know many of you are doing that. Many influencers and YouTubers have done that. I have done that in the past, and I've talked about that. Several years ago, I did a no clothes buying year because I felt like my wardrobe was getting out of hand, and that helped me immensely to really sort of tighten up my wardrobe and appreciate the pieces that I have and not buy all kinds of like, ancillary pieces that I didn't need or even want to wear that were just sitting in the back of my closet. So that helped me a lot. And I guess that was part of my journey in being a little bit more intentional, but I've sort of like gotten a bit excited and maybe lost my way in the last year. So yeah, I hope those statistics are interesting to you. The other statistic I wanted to read to you, also very interesting. It says on average, Americans make 5 impulse purchases every month. Not every year, every month. Now, I think that I'm below that, but if that's the average, I mean, we're like fighting against a whole machine here of advertising and marketing and consumerism and influencers and so much, right? And sometimes I wonder if I'm part of that machine in a very small way, but I definitely want to also balance my message. In previous videos, I have talked about financial freedom, financial management, saving, investing, being more mindful, but I want to weave more of that into my videos in 2022 because I feel like even though it's maybe not as fun and there's not as much eye candy to look at, it really is sincerely something that I can talk about in a genuine way because I've been living it, and I also have had challenges with it, and I have things that I can share that might be helpful to some of you if you're interested. So just giving you kind of like a lay of the land of what 2022 is going to start to look like for me and how this channel might evolve a little bit. In terms of shopping, by the way, I have to say, I'm still going to enjoy shopping for gifts, to spoil my loved ones, my friends, my family, and to do fun giveaways because I love doing giveaways. You guys know that. I feel so happy when I'm able to do giveaways. This is probably the last video I'm going to put up before the giveaway winners of these two are announced. These were my 20K double giveaway goodies, and in case you missed it, it's about 5 or 6 videos back, but I'll show you really quickly here. A little bit of a detour on this video, but this one here is the Louis Vuitton Dame et Bin card holder, and this is a made in France piece. Of course, I made sure of that because you guys know I'm very picky about that, and I wanted to get you a made in France piece. And these are all brand new items purchased by me just as a gesture of my gratitude for those of you who are subscribers and come here regularly. Let's see, this one, I took the ribbons off just before filming so that I can quickly access and show you really, really quickly, and then I'll get back to what I was saying. But I still want to shop. So this is the Hermes Bastia coin purse, and it comes in the two-tone color here, so it's really, really pretty. And yeah, so go check out the original giveaway video. There's still a few days to enter if you're interested, and of course, good luck. Okay, so my point is I still want to shop, but I'm going to shop much more slowly because I feel full. I've filled up my collection, especially my handbags and accessories and even some clothes. So I feel really, really full. And I feel like if I continue to add, I'm going to feel overwhelmed and stressed, and it's going to be overflowing. And sometimes when you buy too much, it doesn't feel good and it could feel burdensome. And then you have to figure out, what do I do with these things? I am a major declutterer. I really like to have a very clean, minimalist home. I don't like stuff overflowing. I don't like having lots of things. A lot of my drawers and shelves are empty. Like, that's just kind of the way I like to live. So having too much is definitely going to make me feel anxious and stressed, and it's just not worth it. So I feel full, so I'm going to stop eating, right? That's how it works. You don't want to keep overeating or overconsuming and then you feel sick or regretful. So I feel really full. I'm enjoying the pieces that I have. There are some I talked about in a recent video that I haven't used, my most and least used luxury handbags in particular. So the ones I haven't used as much in the last year, I'm going to try to incorporate more into my lifestyle and use it more so that it's not just kind of wasting away in the closet. And I know some of you are doing the same thing and just trying to be mindful of using and appreciating what you already have. So it's really an abundance mentality versus a scarcity mentality, because the scarcity mentality is going to constantly tell you that you're missing something and then you have to buy, you have to add, right? And by the way, that's why I know so many of you have asked me to make video about my luxury wish list for 2022. If you haven't noticed, I have never, ever had a luxury wish list. I've never done a video on a luxury wish list because I don't have one and I don't make luxury wish lists. And there are a handful of reasons why that is the case. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below and I will dedicate a video to that explaining why I refuse to make luxury wish lists and why I feel like it works in my favor and maybe you want to do the same. But that's for another day. So I definitely wanted to share my thoughts here, and I thank you if if you're still with me, because it's a lot to bear with to just like listen. It's kind of like a podcast right now because there's not a lot happening up front. I did want to show you two things that were tempting me, but I don't have them in front of me. I was going to show you on the iPad, but my son's using it. The Chanel 22C pink was really tempting me, but I'm glad that was just not available or accessible to me. My essay was not able to get it. Yes, I asked, and I was like half hoping that she would say no. So I'm glad because that saved me the headache of having to decide, oh, do I really want it or not? I talked about resisting the temptation to buy more Chanel bags, particularly classic flaps, in a video maybe a couple months ago, maybe about 3 months ago. So this is definitely something that's been weighing on my mind, this sort of like pushing back, resisting. If you missed that video, I got a lot of positive feedback on it. So I'll link it up above. You may want to go check it out. And it's been 3 months and I have not added another Chanel classic flap. I know 3 months is not a long time, but I actually think that I'm not going to add any more Chanel bags, period, like ever, for the rest of my life. I know that's a big statement to make, but I'm pretty sure of it. If you want to know why, I can make a video on it. Like, I'll just chop up all these topics into videos. I have a lot to say apparently in 2022. So let me know in the comments below what you're most interested in. Of course, I'll try my best to get to them. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? Dior. So Dior is having a price increase, and word on the street is that it's going to happen January 18th, which is right around the corner. And you all know, like, there's just price increases all the time now. It seems like they're coming fast and furious. They're much more frequent. For those of you who say there have always been price increases, I think you're forgetting history, because price increases were every couple of years, and then they were every other year, and then it was once a year, and now it's becoming several times a year, maybe 3-4 times a year. So the pace has definitely sped up, so it's not the same as it's been in the last few years. So things have changed. I think we definitely need to acknowledge that. But Dior is having a price increase, and so even though I don't believe in panic buying, of course, like, something psychologically triggered in me when I saw that, and I was like, So I went onto the Dior website and I saw these cute little toiletry pouches that are about the same size as the Louis Vuitton toiletry pouch 26 size, which I have, and so I don't need another one. But I started thinking, oh, this is so cute. It's a little different. Maybe I want this color in pink or blue. And then my senses kicked in and I was like, no, I don't need this. In fact, I don't want it. I don't want to spend my money on it. So what I did was I took the amount I would have paid for that pouch. It's not that much. It was like $650 or $600, something like that. So, it's not like a huge expense, but it's still money, right? So I took that amount, added New York City taxes to it, totaled it up, and I put it in a spreadsheet. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to keep track of all the items that I would have bought or I would have, been tempted to buy, but I didn't, and instead I paid myself. So I paid myself that $650 or whatever it was. And I just want to keep a tally of it because this is how my mind works. I'm very kind of spreadsheet oriented, very analytical, and I want to understand my habits and how they're changing, and I want to reward myself. So you guys know I save aggressively, but this is extra that I could save on top, right? So it's just a fun game for me and it'll keep me motivated, something you might want to try as well. That's why I'm sharing, just to kind of like give you some creative incentives. But let me know if I am making any sense. Let me know if any of this is resonating with you. Again, thank you so much for those of you who stuck all the way through this video, just watching my hand moving with some eye candy in the background, but really just tuning into my voice. I so appreciate that so much. And I really would love your feedback and your thoughts and comments, and especially let me know about the video content on some of the other things that I talked about, like why I'm not going to buy another Chanel bag, or at least not a classic flap for sure. And why I don't make luxury wish lists. You know, I just have so much to get out this year that I really want to just get talking. So thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if it was helpful in any way, and leave me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you enjoy this type of content. And yeah, I guess we'll go for a ride this year. Thanks so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.